Have you ever felt like building a business is this massive, overwhelming thing? Like you need $1 million idea, perfect timing, and a business degree just to even get started? Well, like many of you, I kind of thought a similar thing. I'm just not qualified enough. I'm not good enough. That is until I read The $1 Million Weekend by Noah Kagan with Tahl Raz. This was an amazing book, and I've shared a couple of ideas in kind of my more recent videos, but I wanted to do kind of a full book review today. In today's video, we're diving into key takeaways from $1 Million Weekend, a book that's all about launching fast, starting with what you already know, and focusing on real freedom. I'll cover 4 ideas that stood out to me the most, from how to take action even when you don't have it all figured out, to what it really means to build a business that people love. Let's jump in. I'll cover 4 ideas that stood out to me the most, from how to take action even when you don't know everything, all the way to what it really means to build a business that people actually love. So if you like what you hear, make sure to like and subscribe, and let's jump in. One of the first things that I took away from this book is kind of a bigger mindset shift. Don't wait until you know how to do something 100% to start. Start with what you already know how to do and what you already can do. Noah calls this the now, not how. Too often I kind of get stuck overthinking and overplanning. How do I build the website? How do I get customers? How do I make sure that this can be anywhere? How do I ship things out? I kind of start overthinking and thinking that I have to have everything planned out 100% right from the get-go before I even start doing anything. But instead of getting lost in the how, Noah Kagan talks about focusing on the now. What can you do today? Can you send one cold email or even a cold text? Can you post about your idea on Facebook, Instagram, or other kinds of social media? How can you solve a problem for just one person today? Think about this like you're sending a text to a friend. You don't have to map out a 10-step plan of every single word you're going to use. You just start typing. Business can be that simple too, especially in the early stages. Get out and start doing it and stop worrying about all the odds and ends that are going to come. You can kind of figure it out along the way. One of the ideas one of his readers talks about is she literally just posts on Facebook saying, "Hey, I want to start trying to sell cookies. Is anybody interested?" And she got a couple of bites right there from the get-go. So that night she made the cookies, made a couple of bucks, and she was on her way. So ask yourself this: what is one thing you've been putting off because you didn't know how to do it 100%? And what can you do about it today? One of the other ideas that I really liked from $1 Million Weekend is the idea of a freedom number. So once you're actually taking action, it's kind of important to know why you're doing something, making sure you actually understand what you're working towards and trying to accomplish. So the idea of this freedom number is we're not going for a 6 or 7 or 8-figure business right from the get-go. We're just talking about the actual amount of money or number that you want to achieve so that you can continue to live however you want to live. If you want to go travel a little bit more, how much extra money do you need to pull in? It's just the actual amount of what you're shooting for. So let's say like you want to quit your job and maybe travel part-time. Or maybe you just want to cover your rent or be able to afford the new Switch 2 and all the games that come with it. Probably need a little bit of extra money to do that. So what's that number? Is it $3,000 a month? 5? 10,000? When you have your number, it kind of gives your hustle a target. You don't need $1 billion startup. You just need X amount of dollars a month to achieve your freedom. We're just trying to build something that allows us to live the life we dream of. This is one of the mindset shifts that makes building a business feel way more doable and make it a little bit more freeing. We don't have to be the next Amazon or Nintendo. We just have to find a way to live the life that we want. Once you have your freedom number in mind, you have to start breaking it down. Noah talks about reverse engineering your freedom number. So let's say your number is $4,000 a month. How do you get there? Are you selling a $100 product? Awesome. Now you just need to sell 40 per month, or just under 10 units a week. Are you maybe offering a service to a client, some kind of counseling or advertisements or whatnot? Maybe that's just $250 a client. That's just 16 people a month. Selling just 40 units or reaching out and connecting with 16 people feels way more manageable than just kind of generating $4,000 out of thin air, doesn't it? When you break your big goal down into smaller, clear steps, it suddenly becomes way more achievable. And I hope you're kind of starting to feel that motivation that I did as I was starting to work through this book. I just kind of felt like I needed to start doing things. And another idea that he talks about is striking as soon as inspiration comes. When you have that idea, start working towards it immediately. Don't put it off or say, well, maybe I'll think about it a little bit more. Do it right then and there so you can start making those steps. The next thing that he talks about quite a bit in the book is always making sure you're putting the customer first. It's not just about a business idea. People don't want business ideas. They want solutions to their problems. So it's about solving these problems and making people feel good when they actually interact with you. Whether they're buying, emailing, or just visiting your site, make sure people have that positive experience with you. Think about your favorite brand. Chances are they probably don't just give you a product. They make your experience easy, smooth, and even delightful. That's what keeps people coming back. If you can create that kind of experience for your customers, then they'll keep coming back. When building anything, ask, what's the friction here? What would make this easier, faster, or more fun for someone? That's the mindset that'll kind of level up the project that you're working on. And this is something that I kind of love with entrepreneurship. It's about problem solving. It's about kind of figuring it out and also not having all of your eggs in one basket. For me, in a typical 9 to 5, I'm kind of operating in someone else's system. I'm given a role, a process, a time to show up and leave. But when you start your own thing, even just a side hustle, you're the architect. You get to design how your day works and looks, how the business operates, and how your time is actually spent. You get to create the system that you want to live in. That's both the freedom and honestly the responsibility of entrepreneurship. If something's not working, you don't have to just suffer straight through it. You can actually change the system, which may not be as possible in a standard 9 to 5 job. So with the $1 Million Weekend, how do you start generating the ideas that you're pursuing? We don't just chase business ideas, we have to solve real problems. So here's a few methods from the book that Noah talks about. Noah recommends writing down 10 business ideas, not to start them all, but to kind of train your brain to start noticing problems. Start with what annoys you, what's inefficient, what could be easier, what would make your life simpler, more fun. Is it difficult to eat breakfast in the morning because you're always in a rush? That's a problem. Try to find a way to solve it. Is your gym app kind of terrible? Do you not feel like you're getting the exercise you need? That's a problem. If something bugs you, chances are it probably bugs other people too, and they'll pay for a fix. People don't really pay for ideas, they pay for solutions. And that's the shift in thinking where the magic really happens. Here's a little exercise that you can do to kind of help generate some ideas. What is the most painful problem that you can solve for people? Think about it in your own life. Maybe talk to some of your friends and family to see what kind of bothers them. And then going along with that, do you have a passion for kind of solving that kind of a problem? Or do you have some kind of unique expertise in that problem? Does it have a large niche that you are kind of a part of and you have an ability to understand it? When you kind of take a minute to start thinking about these things, you kind of start to realize or hopefully find some ideas that you can work on. Whatever comes in your head, just jot it down. Don't overthink it. And one of the first thing he says after you kind of have some of those ideas is go out and get your first dollar today. Go and talk with some people, try to solve a problem and get your first dollar because that builds momentum. It kind of gets it going and it should be easier than ever now thanks to things like Venmo or PayPal. Getting that first dollar is the momentum you need to get started and keep going. And as Noah says, it's fear getting its butt kicked. Once you have kind of a couple of ideas jotted down, now it's time to start following the law of 100. And this is an idea that I shared in a recent video, and you can definitely check that out in the description down below or going onto the channel. Commit to doing something 100 times. That could mean reaching out to 100 potential clients, posting 100 videos, or even getting 100 rejections. The goal isn't perfection, it's about volume, momentum, and learning. And after a real push, after giving it your best effort, just ask yourself, is this really working or not? Am I going towards that freedom number or is it just kind of something to fill my time? Give yourself permission to pivot. It's okay after you give it a real honest try that maybe you have to try something else instead. Of course, if you want a deeper dive, like I said, make sure to check out the link in the description for a full video on the Law of 100 because I think it's a great way to kind of start generating momentum and kind of just get your foot on the ground and make sure you give it a real good try. So to recap, number 1, start with what you can do right now. Don't worry so much about the how, start doing it right now. Number 2, figure out your freedom number. What is the number that you're going for? Why are you starting a business or why are you trying to do this yourself? Number 3, always put the customer experience first. Continually ask yourself, what problem am I trying to solve? What am I trying to do for my customers? That's what makes people continue to come back and buy your product or service. Number 4, train yourself to see problems as opportunities. If something's bugging or frustrating you, think about ways to actually solve that problem or maybe even build a business opportunity out of it. Number 5, commit to doing it 100 times. Make sure you give it a good, solid effort before you just give up and move on to the next thing. And the biggest thing that I took away from reading this book is how much I am overthinking things. I try to plan and think about it all way too much when I could just be focusing on what I could do right now. Not everybody has everything figured out right from when they launch their business or right when they start their little side hustle. They kind of figure it out as they go. They continually work to improve and continue to learn and develop. Start small and stay focused on real people and just keep taking actions. And the last thing that I'll share that kind of ties up this video nicely, as well as what ties up in the book, is making sure you're creating a life that you want to live, that allows you the freedom to do what you want to do, whether that's traveling the world, inspiring young people, or maybe just making some delicious home goods. It's all about creating a life that you're excited to wake up to the next day. And if you're someone who wants to build better habits and maybe wants to try to track your progress a little bit more and design your goals intentionally, I've kind of created a habit tracker just for you guys and for myself. This was the thing that I kind of was inspired to make as I was reading this book. I reached out to a couple of people and they said, yeah, I think I'd be interested in something like that. So after I had kind of validated the idea a little bit, I got to work and I created this little habit tracker. I'm going to have a more in-depth video coming out probably later this week, so you can definitely check that out if it's out already. But the idea is just to make sure that you're doing planning and keeping track of progress, making sure you understand the why behind your goals. And if you want one, make sure to reach out to me down in the comments below, or reach out to me at my email, mycareerpathpodcast@gmail.com. I can either ship one out to you if possible. There may be a little bit extra cost for shipping, and I'm probably going to be selling them around $20 each. Thanks so much, and if you enjoy it, make sure to let me know. It's kind of a weekly habit tracker that also doubles as a journal, so make sure to check that out. If this video helped you out, give it a like and subscribe for more book breakdowns, mindset tips, and real-world strategies to help you build a career and a life you love. Make sure to stick around. I'll catch you guys next time. See ya.